Welcome to Money Ed Financial Academy. I'm your instructor for today, Jerry Penner. What is a retirement number? Many people think it's an age, the date on which you stop working and collect government benefits. This is not so. Your retirement number is the amount of money you need to have working for you in order to cover all of your expenses. How much money is that, and how is it calculated? The simple way is to take your gross annual income and divide it by the average return your retirement fund is getting. In this example, we're assuming a gross annual income of $64,000. According to Statistics Canada, the average income for an adult is $63,850 in 2019. So we're going to round up. We're also going to use a 4% return. A number of good-paying dividend stocks like BMO and TD have a return of at least 4%. The plan is to create a fund where we only harvest the dividends and never touch the capital. This allows us to live our entire lives without ever running out of money. In this example, we get $1.6 million. That's a lot of money to sock away. What if we can get a better return? Bank of Montreal is returning 5.3%, while Cogeco is returning 6.5% in annual dividends. By investing in Cogeco, you need to accumulate 1/3 less money than if you had your money invested in a mutual fund returning 4%. Both of these are good-paying dividend stocks in the TSX universe. The Bank of Montreal is a dividend legend. It hasn't missed a payment in 150 years. You can find all of the good-paying dividend stocks in the TSX universe by checking out my video, How to Analyze Dividend Stocks in 6 Minutes or Less. $984K is way more achievable than $1.6 million, but we can get that number down further by adjusting the gross annual income requirement. These numbers are from Statistics Canada as of 2019, the most recently available data. The average Canadian has $110,000 in their RRSP account. If we move that money out of crappy mutual funds and into Cogeco, we can draw down $7,150 a year without touching the capital. The CRA has more complicated drawdown rules as a person ages, requiring the minimum draw to exceed 6.5% at age 79, but that's a discussion for another time. The average Canadian has $27.9K in their TFSA. Switching this to Cogeco means we can draw $1,813 a year, again without touching the capital. Since TFSA money is tax-free, we need to convert it to a pre-tax number for our calculations. Every other income source on this page is taxable, including CPP and OAS. To convert the TFSA dividends to a pre-tax equivalent, we assume the tax rate is 30%. Thus, we multiply the dividends by 1.3. If you know your exact tax bracket, you can use that instead. The CPP number is an average based on Government of Canada data. The OAS number is for age 65. At age 75, the number goes up about $900. The average annual RRSP contribution is $3,500 a year. When you retire, you won't be making that contribution anymore, so we can subtract that from the gross annual income as well. Once we subtract out the RRSP and the TFSA drawdowns, CPP, OAS, and the annual RRSP contribution, the amount of money we need annually is a little under $32,500, almost half the original gross annual income value. Now we're getting somewhere. By being a little smarter about what we invest in and how much money we actually need, we can get the capital requirements down from $1.6 million to a little under $500K. These calculations don't take into consideration a reduction in lifestyle. It's widely assumed that a retired person spends less than a working person, but that's not exactly true. The average retired person spends 1.7 times more than the average working person. Why? Now that the retired person is no longer working, something has to fill their days. Usually it's travel or hobbies, which cost money instead of generating it. Healthcare is a hidden expense, considering the retired person no longer has medical, dental, and eye coverage through work. A retirement home may be in your future too, and they aren't cheap. But you don't have to live small. Calculate a pro forma budget and work out how much your retired lifestyle is going to cost you. Use that number as your starting point instead of the $64K we've been using in these examples. DRIP stands for Dividend Reinvestment Plan. DRIP is your friend. Once enrolled, dividends are no longer paid to your RRSP, TFSA, or margin account in cash. Dividends are used to automatically purchase more of the stocks that generated the dividend and are purchased at a 15% discount. Once you've reached your retirement number, turn off DRIP and collect your monthly and quarterly dividends and live off of them forever. If you bought good-paying dividend stocks that increase their dividends annually, congratulations! You will get an annual raise that exceeds the cost of living, and your money will outlive you. Factoring in DRIP is easy. It has the effect of increasing your dividend yield by 15%. Since we are reinvesting dividends into more stocks, it drops your retirement number by 15%. If your plan is to stash away funds for 15 years, DRIP can either shave a year off your time frame or add 15% to your annual dividends. And there it is. We now have a retirement number and a plan. Given these average numbers pulled from Statistics Canada and the stock analysis we did in video 11, How Do I Analyze Dividend Stocks in 6 Minutes or Less, we know that a weekly contribution of just over $550 for 15 years will get us to retirement without fear of ever running out of money. Cogeco has increased its dividends by 19.72% each year over the past 5 years. That's about 15 to 17% over inflation. When was the last time you got a 15% raise over inflation without asking for it? In retirement, there's nothing left to do but turn off DRIP and enjoy the rest of your life. If you'd like more detailed and accurate information on your CPP estimates, the first link on this slide will help you with that. These websites are provided by the federal government and show you how to calculate your own CPP and OAS payments. In 2024, the maximum monthly CPP amount a person receives at age 65 is $1,364.60. The average amount is $831.92. The number of years you have spent working and how much you earned each year will affect this number. The calculation the federal government uses drops out the lowest 8 earning years of your working life. When using the Government of Canada Retirement Income Calculator, you'll either need your CPP Statement of Contributions or you can plug in the estimated number from the top link. For today's homework, perform the calculations for your own specific situation. Include your spouse if applicable. Include any rental properties or business income if you plan to keep them in retirement. If you have a company pension, you can subtract the annual amount you will receive from your gross annual income requirement as well. If you don't know where you want to go, any direction will get you there. You now have a goal and a workable plan to get there. Let me know in the comments what your retirement number is and how long it'll take you to get there. What's holding you back?